off with our backpacks. He hoped Mike was hearing this. He needed to be reminded. But Mike was a few feet away at one of the tables and busy talking to Marilyn's father. Marilyn had the bluest eyes. She looked interested in what he was saying. What did she think of him? "We call our trip the Big Wander," he told her. "I can't believe we're finally on the road after thinking about it for so long. What makes it even better, we have this uncle we haven't seen for a couple of years. Nobody knows what's happened to him, and we're out to find him. Did you ever hear of Clay Jenkins, the rodeo star?" "I guess not," Marilyn said apologetically. "He was all-around cowboy in 1956. That means he was the world's best. Here, I've got a few pictures in my shirt pocket." He showed her his favorite first, Uncle Clay under a black cowboy hat with that trademark smile all over his face, standing by a fancy pickup that had his name and a bucking Brahma bull painted on the side. Then he showed her the one with Uncle Clay and all his sequins and bangles standing in front of bright lights that spelled out, "Madison Square Garden." "That's the biggest belt buckle I ever saw." "That's for all-around cowboy," Clay said proudly. "He did it all. He rode bareback broncs and saddle broncs, bulldog steers, even rode the bulls. He hit all the big-time rodeos like Pendleton, Cheyenne, the Calgary Stampede. Wait, there's one more." Clay took another photograph from his pocket and held it out. Uncle Clay's face didn't show very well under his black Stetson, and his chipped tooth and 3-day beard made him look a little like an outlaw. He wore jeans, a long-sleeved plaid shirt, and a silk neckerchief, and he was leading a burro. "He doesn't look the same." "Well, it's our most recent from 2 years ago. He's older. It was taken after he left the rodeo. The last we knew, he was trying to make a living as a uranium miner." "The Lonesome Trail." She read from the border at the bottom of the picture. "Where is he now?" "That's just it," Clay said. "We don't really know. And that's what's going to make it interesting. All we know is where he was when that picture was taken, near Grants, New Mexico at the Blue Water Uranium Mill. And he was leaving there. He could be anywhere from Tucumcari to Mexican Hat. They were just names off the map, but they sure sounded good when he said them." "Mexican Hat? Why do they call it that?" "Because people wear sombreros a lot there, I'm pretty sure." Clay noticed Mike's smirk, but Mike kept on talking to Marilyn's parents, telling how they'd saved up for the trip and assuring them that their mother was all in favor of it. Before any time at all, their milkshakes were dry and they were standing outside shaking hands and saying goodbye. Clay noticed someone in the station wagon, a boy a year or so younger than Mike. "My brother," Marilyn explained. "He's not in a very good mood. I think he's just tired of our trip and being jammed in with all of us." Awkwardly, Clay reached to shake Marilyn's hand. It wasn't anywhere to be found, but finally she produced it, which was a relief. "Good luck finding your uncle," Marilyn was saying. "You too," he replied, and flushed as he realized it hadn't come out right. She chuckled, and then her family all turned for the station wagon. "Did you get her address?" Mike asked under his breath. Clay felt his face flushing red and his throat going tight. It was all he could do to wave as the station wagon pulled out. "What was I supposed to—" Mike was shaking his head. "I'd swear your last name was Pigeon." "It's not like I'll ever see her again." "You never know, Clay. You never know. You could have written her at least." "I could have," Clay thought. "Why didn't I think of that?" "You were too wound up to think," his brother said. "I saw you. You've never kissed a girl, have you?" "Of course I have." "Yeah, right. That's why your face is bright red. You're the worst liar I ever saw." "All good things in all good time, Clay Pigeon." "Look, you're tall, you've got that dark hair, and you're handsome. The girls are going to be knocking down your door. Sure, Mike. You check the oil while I make a call, okay? It was time for Mike to disappear into a phone booth again and talk with his girlfriend, Sheila. Every day, and sometimes twice, Mike would slide into a phone booth and then afterward drive in a trance for 100 miles. Clay had a bad feeling. He didn't even want to think about it. The big wander was supposed to be